I'm here starting out the next section hike, 58 miles technically and point something, as I recall. But I'm calling 100 miles when you add it to the 40 I just did to Winding Stair Gap. Going north from Cooper's Gap. So we're going to get our hike on with Mike. What I'm talking about, starting point, Cooper Gap, got Gooch Gap 4.7. I'm going to be looking for Gooch Mountain Shelter, 400 feet off the trail in 3.5 miles. It is 2:45 p.m. Best I could do on a Saturday for my shuttle ride with Bandit. Just should see a picture posted with his contact. He's one of the top shuttle drivers on the southern part of the Appalachian Trail. Like I mentioned, one other, there's two that I consider the best of the best, the cream of the top, and he's one of them. He's a great guy. So we had a great time. We drove an hour to get here from Hiawassee, a little more than that, and where I left my truck. I've got 58 miles, point something, to get to my truck. So I'll leave myself the goal. It's a great day. We're in the shade. And I'm gonna take it easy today, 3.5 miles. And like I said, I got a shelter in sight as far as my planning. So here's the trail. The weather's great, a little on the warm side, but not bad. And we're in the shade. The green tunnel continues, and we're gonna hike Georgia. So in my section hikes, when I knock this 58 miles out, I will have covered Amicalola Visitor Center to the NOC, every mile hiked by yours truly, hiking on with Mike. So let's just look at the trail. Hey, Mike here, getting his hike on. I just left Cooper's Gap. I'm walking about 1 mile per hour. That means I cover 1 mile an hour. I'm doing it to take full advantage of a Nero day, which is today. My knees were tight after the 40 miles section hike I'm adding on to right now with 58 miles to get my 100, rounding up a mile and 6/10 or something. But I want to show you where I am. I'm 1.6 miles from my overnight. So 3.5 total today. So in a Nero, I want to make sure that the blister on the outside of my toe, I did pick up a little blister, healing yesterday on my rest day. And my knees untightened, which happened from going downhill, which I've been doing about 1.9 miles so far, mostly downhill. So I am trying to keep everything loose today, make it a full Nero advantage day. I don't want anything tightening up so I can go strong for the next 55 miles. All right, I'm naming this part of the forest. No one else has named it, I don't think. Look at that big old tree hanging down there, a little overpass, or we're the underpass because we're on the trail here. Okay, here's Crooked Tree Forest. Looking downhill. Look into that. Crooked tree. There's the sunlight coming through. wanted to chat with you for just a moment, let you know a couple things. You'll notice I'm wearing my Kettle sun shirt, and I pulled up my hoodie. I'm going to remove it here in a moment, but a fly buzzing around and another buzzing like could be a mosquito past a creek. Of course, that's moving water, but they breed around water. And I've got a good dose of permethrin on this this sun shirt. Kettle, awesome brand, lightweight. I mean, this whole sun shirt, I don't think it's but 6 ounces. I mean, it's light. So anyway, it keeps the bugs off, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. Talk a little bit. Look at that shiny spot. We're not in the sun though. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what today is. It's a Nero, almost a zero. Yesterday was a zero. So on the 40 miles, the first leg of my 100-mile section hike, I headed north to Winding Stair Gap. My knees tighten up because as much as I go downhill, pack weight about 25 pounds. I've been carrying extra food, always have extra water because it's a concern. Not knowing the trail all that well, not following far out that well. My iPhone, I can't quite see the comments about water sources. I know I just had a shuttle ride from Bandit, and he could see comments on his Android phone, so that's not a criticism. But there's something there different that I don't know about. Anyway, going back to today, I've switched packs from my Z-Pack frameless to my ULA frame pack, 55 liter. Went from 38 liter to 55 liter. So I've got the weight on my hips. I've got the belt, and I wore my fanny pack for my electronics. But with the Nero, it's really called a recovery day. Recovery means you're working the muscles, you're not letting them go to zero and just rest. You're just keeping them familiar with the movements required on the trail. I noticed there's a little gnat there flying around. So yeah, recovery day. So the muscles just get worked a little bit, loosen up a little bit. If you do get into the iFit trainers, they'll talk about recovery days. They have routines where you're not working for your endurance. You're not working intervals, which is where you go up fast for a period of time, a minute, and then 30 seconds slow, and do intervals like that just in the hiking. It's all part of developing endurance. But yeah, Nero's and recovery days, recovery exercise means you're not going to work, you're just loosening up. All right, I want to show you something else here. I'm going to show you a little love. Everybody needs love. And let me switch the camera around. I'll show you what I'm carrying with me from my wife. Now, my wife is my editor, and I know she's going to like this video. Here's my hiking poles. I won't forget those. Yes, I'm on the AT. Here's the white blaze. But she sent me out with some love. She's a hobbyist painter and does a really awesome job, constantly enjoying working at it, learning, and much better than she acts like or thinks she is. She's just humble that way. But she drew me this art here, and I'm carrying it with me. It's in a little plastic, my iPhone water shield. Okay, look at this. It says, I love you. Let's get it in focus. I love you. And then there's a flying insect. The insect, very beautiful wings. All right, here's the other thing I'm carrying. If I lost all my electronic power, I have a Garmin 67i that has the trail map. I have the Far Out and on an iPhone 16. But I did this the last section hike. Okay, let's see. We got a little reflection here. I wrote down, here's every shelter. Can't really, I write tiny. It's on there. And I wrote every full droplet water source on Far Out has a full droplet. And I wrote every half droplet where it's a questionable source may have, you know, some water or no water. when it has a half drop. And again, I'm not seeing the comments on my far out with the iPhone regardless, but I have the full drop, and I'm using those to make sure that I plan for water. My maximum carry is about 3.5 liters if I filled everything I have. I have a collapsible liter, and I have 2 1-liter bottles and one 750 milliliter 3/4 liter bottle. So right now I have 1 liter on me, but I'll be coming up to a water source in about 0.6 miles. All right, well, that's a little chat on the trail. I'm gonna get my hike on, and I will catch you on down, well, let's say up the trail going north. All right, again, there's my creek, Blackwell Creek, flowing. Gonna catch some easy water by the liter full. I want to talk a little bit about my preference for filter, and I will tell you, just 2 days ago I met 2 hikers around my age in their 60s, and one of them said he lives risky trail life. He does not filter his water, but he makes sure he gets flowing water and water out of the mountain. For what that's worth, I'm gonna fill up my water bottles. Here's my Be Free. There's my new filter. On my last section hike, my filter, I had to muscle clamp it to force water through, and I've had it for a couple years, but you get about 1,000 liters, and I have not gotten near that, but a lot of debris water, just little leaf debris floating in rivers. There's an empty liter I'm going to fill. Been drinking out of that liter. I'm going to fill my I'm having a double dehydrated meal. I mixed 2 meals and put them in a freezer bag. I got them out of the I don't know if they call it a Mylar bag, dehydrated meals, Mountain House. I took them out of the original packaging because I wanted to lighten up my pack and get it real compact. And I'll tell you, I learned to do that to get a tight pack. Hike and Rev will talk about it, but the best is a guy named Darwin. He is an awesome hiker, and he reviews a lot of gear. He knows hiking, but he taught me through his videos how to tighten up a pack, get rid of the air, get rid of the extra volume, just by ways to eliminate the size of the same amount of food, make it more compact. One of those things, I took two dehydrated meals, threw away the Mylar packaging, and put them in a freezer bag. I'm gonna add water now. I'm cold soaking, and got that from Hiking Reb, but going to put water in there and let it start to soak, so when I want to have dinner it's ready. Get all my water filled here and have a good night's rest. Muscles just loose and just worked out nice and loose. No sore, no aggravating any muscles, not any knees tightening, no back tightening, no blister rubbing, just that kind of day, so I can start strong tomorrow and start getting my mileage where I feel comfortable to finish the rest of the 55 miles in good timing. All right, well, we're getting ready to get to the shelter and have a restful night.